One season ago, we were fighting just to compete with Celtic. Now, we've got the chance to make Aberdeen history. Welcome back to the Sir Alex Ferguson Aberdeen Challenge here on Super Sammy Plays. We're 4 seasons into this save now, and we're just a few games away from making Aberdeen history. We're right on the verge of winning the Scottish Premiership. We've got a Scottish Cup final to come, and with the chance of going unbeaten domestically, this could become one of Aberdeen's greatest ever seasons. But we've still got a job to finish, so let's get into it. And we have got a lot of games to fly through in this one, and the first of those is going to be at home to Dundee United, where we got off to a flyer in this one in the opening 3 minutes. Husam Awa getting us the goal and putting us 1 goal in front. We then had to wait until the 57th before our second. There's a great cross to the far post from Jimenez. Leon Bailey hits the volley into the back of net to make it 2, before Lazatic wraps it up in the 63rd with a close range effort, making it 3-0. And we actually won the league by winning this game. We've still got, I think, 6 games left of the season, so to win it this early is pretty good going. And very, very pleased and delighted that we have finally got our first title under our belt. This is our first title in season 4. It took a little bit longer than I was expecting, to be honest. I hoped it would only take maybe 3 seasons, but yeah, I think we've had a pretty special season with the signings that we've made, and we're still obviously unbeaten. This is pretty historic. So, like I say, we do win the league. We are miles in front now. 24 points, in fact, in front of Celtic. And great wins along the way. Impressive 8-3 victory of Dundee United. You might remember that one. 7-1 against Motherwell. Yeah, there was some pretty good goals along the way as well. And some huge wins. We've also moved ahead of Hart and Hibs in terms of the totals won. We have now won 5, which puts us in 3rd. Just a casual 50 behind Rangers. And what's that? Celtic have got 58. So what's that? 53 behind them as well. Yeah, I could probably play this until the next Football Manager comes out and still not have as many titles as they've got. But it's a start anyway. And we'll see how many more we add by the time we actually wrap up this save. But the fans are loving Kambwala, and they do want a permanent deal, which is something that we'll certainly have to have a look at. He's surprisingly valued very low, and I think it's because his contract is expiring. So, yeah, we'll see if there's any interest there to potentially do a permanent deal. We do then have the next gen list available, and look who's at the top of it. Martin Wernblad, number 1, and number 3 is Shishkarev as well. So we are absolutely cooking to have 2 players in the next gen top 50. In the top 3, I should add. He's pretty good going. Jeremy Monga is somebody that I've seen on other saves become an absolute superstar, so that is not surprising at all. And good to see a young Russian, and also Andrea Prenkpolage, who we've not really played too much this season since the change in formation, but he's also in there as well at number 45. So 3 players in the next gen top 50 is pretty good going. Next up, we are away at Hearts, and we get a nice guard of honour in this one for the first time in this save. Obviously, we've had to do it a couple of times, I think, for Celtic now, so nice to see it happening for us. And but we've still got the business to do. We need to go, well, we don't need to, but it would be great to go the season invincible, as well as absolutely smashing everyone along the way. And with this one, I mean, what Kaiseridis is doing in the opening 4 minutes with a tackle like that is absolutely beyond me, but he certainly made it easier for us getting sent off. And 10 minutes later, Lazatic, his bread and butter, gets his head on a Mitchell frame cross to put us 1-0 up. Before another goal in the 51st minute. Leon Bailey from the left this time, straight onto Lazatic's head, and he scores his second header of the game to put us 2-0 up. And nice, easy victory, and 2 perfect sort of crosses for Lazatic. That's what he feeds on. So this is the table as it stands. 5 games left of the season with 23 points in front of Celtic. we are obviously unbeaten. We've won 30, drawn 3, and yeah, we're only 2 goals away from scoring 100 as well. Yeah, so these are the fixtures that we have left. Obviously, Celtic in the semi-final of the Scottish Cup, and then Falkirk, Dundee, Rangers, Hibs, and then Celtic last day of the season, which seems to be a pretty regular theme. I'm assuming that's on purpose, that the top 2 tend to play each other on the last game of the season, but Ljubo Puljic is still got the highest average rating of any player in the league, which is great for the youngster. And let's have a look. Average rating. Leon Bailey is 3rd. Celtic surprisingly got someone in there. Gabby Carvalho 4th, Diaby 5th, Jimenez 6th. I mean, it's unsurprising really that we're absolutely dominating that with how we've played this season. I'm surprised that they managed to get somebody in behind Puljic into 2nd place though. But in terms of goal scorers, obviously we had a lot of injuries and we've obviously got 4 strikers for 2 positions. So a lot of rotation here. But we are, joint 4th. We've got 6th and 7th, and then obviously our down in 13th as well. So we're not too far away, but I think we'd have had if we'd have had one fit striker all season, it might be looking a little bit different. Leon Bailey clear out in front for the assists. With we dominate the top 3 there as well. So unsurprising though, really. But we've got a massive game now as we've got Celtic in front of us to get through to the Scottish Cup final. And it starts off pretty poorly as Andrea Colpani puts Celtic 1-0 up in the 49th minute. And we've got it all to do. But unsurprisingly, we do it. Lol. As Martin Vernblad puts us level in the 80th minute, the youngster coming to our rescue before he gets a second as Kumbuala heads it back to him on the edge of the box and a great finish into the top corner to make it 2-1, and that is how it finished, and we are going to the Scottish Cup final. So unsurprisingly, Vernblad is getting the media attention from that performance. The second goal particularly was pretty good going, and it's good to see that Sato has resumed full training. What is not good to see is that one of my players, Brandon Williams, has injured Renato Sanchez and fractured his lower arm. How do you make a late tackle and fracture someone's arm? I'd love to know that. And Puljic is no longer worried about losing his spot in the team to Kumbuala, so that is good to see. I mean, he's pretty much played all season, so he shouldn't have any complaints. And next up, we are welcoming Falkirk to Pataudry. And Ljubo Puljic, after I just mentioned him, has just scored to put us 1-0 up in the opening 3 minutes of the match. We then look like we've got a second. Vernblad starting off the move, playing it into Carvalho. Carvalho with a great ball over the top to Vernblad. He chests it down and shoots across goal into the bottom corner. But unfortunately, it is going to be given offside, and it was pretty close to be fair. But offside nonetheless, and the game finishes 1-0, and a quite low scoring game for us, which is quite surprising. Jimenez making positive developments. Good to see he's valued now between 14 and 16 million, and his stats are certainly going up and increasing to sort of match those physicals, so that is very nice to see. Next up, we're at home to Dundee in the league. Leon Bailey firing into Cullen. Awat pulls it across, and Vernblad is there again. This guy is absolutely cooking this season. He could be an absolute superstar for us going forward if we can keep a hold of him. Gibbs White, his shot comes off the post, and Martin Vernblad gets his 2nd goal of the game on a hat-trick now. Awat fires it out to the left with Keskinen. He pulls it into the middle, and Vernblad does in fact get his hat-trick, and that is his 2nd hat-trick in maybe the last couple of months. It's pretty good from him, as Dundee do pull one back in the 86th minute to make it 3-1. But that is how the game finished, as we get another 3 points and keep our unbeaten streak alive. Getting a little bit boring, isn't it now? Constantly saying Vernblad's getting the plaudits, but he does again. And Puljic named Player of the Month. It's good to see a defender getting a bit of recognition, which is unusual. Next up, though, we've got a huge game at Ibrox as we go away to Rangers. And if anybody's likely to end our unbeaten streak, it's going to be them or Celtic. But not to worry, as we get off to an absolute flyer in this one, as Morgan Gibbs-White scores in 20 seconds. And that'll settle the nerves very early on. What won't, though, is Chamiti equalising in the 14th minute to make it 1-1. We do, however, get another one back as Morgan Gibbs-White puts us 2-1 up as he gets his second goal of the game and, restores our lead. Great finish from him, a little dink over the goalkeeper. Martin Vernblad being the provider this time. But unfortunately, we don't make it stick as Rangers do equalise Chamiti again in the 46th minute to make it 2-2. We thought we'd managed to get a winner in the 74th minute. Jimenez down the right pulls it back to Bailey. He plays it inside to Gibbs-White, gets it back again. Great pass into Leonardo, who shoots into the bottom corner. But unfortunately, as you see the ref running over there, it was given offside, and VAR confirmed this as a good yard or so offside there, Leonardo. So, unfortunately, we don't get the win, but we do get a draw, which means we are still unbeaten going into the next game away at Hibs. And this one, they made us kind of wait a little bit of time before we scored in this one, after such an early goal in the last one. 33 minutes, Keskinen getting onto a Jimenez cross, so that's another assist for him as he tries to catch Leon Bailey, making it 1-0. And then Leon Bailey responding to that, getting an assist of his own, providing for Marcos Leonardo as he scores to make it 2-0 and give us another win. And we are one step closer. So it looks like we are going to be without Keskinen for the final game, at least. Anyway, I think it's one game left. Hopefully he's back for the cup final, but we will have to see. So this is it, the final game of the season. First league title in 41 years. And not only that, if we don't lose this game, we could go the season completely invincible and unbeaten. And that would be pretty historic. And we get off to a great start in this one as Marcus Leonardo is brought down, winning us a penalty inside 34 minutes. It's going to be Husam Awa who steps up and fires into the bottom corner to give us an early 1-goal lead and set us on our way to potentially what was probably unthinkable at the start of the season. 42 minutes in, Mitchell Frame goes down the left, pulls it across, it falls to Awa. His effort is blocked, but Carvalho picks it up and shoots into the back of the net to give us a 2-goal lead. And after a very quiet second half, we actually do go on to win the game 2-0 and go unbeaten. What a season. Absolutely unreal from the boys. I mean, I knew we'd signed some really good players, but to go invincible is pretty special. Yeah. As the messages are all flying about, very happy with that. I'm not going to read it all to you. If you want to read it, you can pause it. But completing an invincible season. I mean, there's not really much more I can say. It's pretty incredible. And I am certainly very happy. Good to see that the board think I'm doing an unbelievable job and yet still only give me 4 million to spend at the end of the season. So, that's wonderful. Getting all your praise and it makes absolutely no difference. We have still got a cup final to play for, though, so the season is not quite over just yet. And on to that Scottish Cup final I was just speaking of. Hibs, it is in it, so I mean, I would certainly expect to win it. And I'll be honest with you, when it came to cutting the clips of this one, I thought I'm going to show pretty much every chance in that. So you've got plenty to watch, build up the suspense, and there was absolutely nothing happening in the first half at all. Like, literally, not a single highlight. So, probably if it was a real life cup final, not one that you want to attend anyway. We do see plenty of chances in the second half, and we do finally see the first goal in the 86th minute as Mitchell Frame goes down the left, pulls it into the middle, and Martin Vernblad's effort is deflected to Gabby Carvalho back from his broken foot, scoring and giving us a 1-goal lead. We look to add another in the 95th minute from Pujic's header, but it was saved, but it's not going to make a difference as we do win the Scottish Cup. I think that's the second year in a row now as well. And not a very convincing victory, but a victory nonetheless. And we raise more silverware. And what a historic season this will have been. It's a shame we couldn't have gone further in Europe. Obviously, that Diaby red card really cost us, but let's just enjoy this for now before we get back into it, ready for the Champions League for next season. So good to see Pujic has won Players Player of the Year, which is pretty unsurprising as to how high his average rating was. Only 21 years old as well, so he could really have a big future for us. Surprisingly, still only valued at 2.4 million, which is, I think, is pretty wild. After what has been a very good season, he did also win the Young Player of the Year award as well, and he's won the Football Writers Young Player of the Year. So he has scooped himself a hat trick of awards. Unfortunately, he didn't win goal of the season, but we do get Shishkarev, who came in third, and I do remember this goal, and I'll show you what a goal it was as the corner got cleared out to Vernblad, plays it into Shishkarev, and your centre back scoring a goal like that is pretty spectacular. So unfortunately, he didn't win it, but nonetheless, what a goal to even be nominated. I did win all of the manager awards, which is pretty unsurprising, but we won't show those. Vernblad getting in Team of the Year. By the way, this is absolutely criminal for this to be Team of the Year. We have just gone invincible. We have won, I think, what was it, 34 or 35 games? No, probably 34 games we have won. And we have got 4 players in Team of the Season. Please explain that one to me. That is absolutely wild. Celtic to have as many players in it as we do is just absolutely criminal. We've been absolutely robbed there. And onto the commercial summary, Keskinen is still the top shirt seller, which is pretty hilarious with all the big names that we've signed. But yeah, good to see everything else is rising. The sponsorship is a big one, going up 72%. Broadcast revenues up 200% nearly. That I would imagine would be from the Champions League, but we're going to need some big sponsorships and potentially a stadium increase to have any chance of competing with Celtic's spending power. Or we're going to end up losing players like this, as Jimenez is drawing interest from Al Ittihad, and yeah, we're going to be struggling to keep hold of some of these players, especially ones like him who's only 21, had an absolutely unreal season. And if you remember, we signed him pretty much on the back of that Inter Milan put a bid in for him. So he has only got a 16 million release clause, so it would be a big profit if we did sell him. Obviously, as you can see, we only paid 1.3 million for him, but we are still going to try and keep a hold of him nonetheless, and we'll see what the summer holds. Well, what a season that was. We managed to go invincible, unbeaten all season. We added the Scottish Cup to make it a double. Unfortunately, we didn't go far as we wanted in the Champions League. Obviously, that Derby mistake really cost us, but it is what it is. And yeah, it means we've got something to try and improve on for next season, because it's going to be pretty difficult to improve on this one domestically. But that's it for this season. If you've enjoyed it, do me a favour, hit that thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will catch you guys next season.